I've been making, videos about pets, carnivore dog, carnivore cat, um, some just very, just short or dry or sarcastic or silly. Um, Carnivore cat contemplates coronavirus. But the pandemic that's happening now, it's not just happening to human beings in our economy, it's not just happening to human beings and putting a strain on our resources, our companion animals, all the animals that rely on us, all the farm animals, any animal at all. These animals are going to suffer too, and just be aware that in Wuhan, China, abandoned animals are dying in droves. They've starved to death, they've died of thirst, they've been either abandoned, locked in. Sometimes owners think that they need to leave them behind because their cat or dog might give them the coronavirus. Shelters are overrun. Animals already are being, killed by the thousands. Animals that were previously in loving homes, and they are just living in a disaster time for them too, of shock and fear and suffering of all types. So can we just stop and think a moment about our beloved companion animals who give us all the loyalty in the world? They don't need to continue having the best of everything and this and that. They just want to be with us. They just want to be safe. If they can't be with us through this tough time for whatever reason, think about somewhere where they can be, perhaps someone that does have capacity to have more than their own pets, can foster yours. Look out for your neighbours. Are they struggling with pets? Are they sick? Can you take on their pet or at least go and feed their cat? Can you leave water out for pets? Leave some buckets of water around that any dogs or cats might be able to find in the neighbourhood. Look over people's fences if you've noticed that you haven't seen someone for a while. Are they even home now? Is their pet still there? Is their pet tied up or locked up in the backyard, abandoned? Now some people aren't going to make these decisions on purpose. They could be victims of circumstance, and we can help prevent a lot of suffering just by keeping our eyes peeled and just by keeping an awareness about who else is suffering along, with us. Let's not cause any extra pain and suffering to our fellow human being and to our fellow pets. Anything unnecessary. Because it, our souls, don't need all that extra baggage. So yeah, I just wanted to bring attention. I mean, it is a really unsettling subject, but just know that shit is really heavy throughout China and in Italy for pets already, and it's going to be like that worldwide. And please just try to think ahead. Don't go on a big guilt trip about it if but just do make sure that you've got maybe some dry food put aside, something to feed your pet, plenty of water left around, and communicate with people. What happens if you do get sick? Do they know that you've left a pet behind? Can you leave a notice up if you don't know of anyone? Who can you ring? Yeah, let's just try and get through this with our hearts and everything as intact as possible, because our loving pets are going to support us through this the best they can, and let's just do what's in our power to do that for them.